A Coloradan is accused of making threats against election officials. The FBI arrested 45-year-old Teek Brockbank on Friday. An affidavit accuses the man, who lives in Cortez, of posting threats on the right-wing social media sites between 2021 and 2022. Court documents claim that he wrote about his belief that people in Colorado and Arizona needed to be executed. The FBI also says that he has a history of illegally owning guns. Brockbank is charged with transmitting interstate threats, and if he's convicted, he faces a maximum of 5 years in prison.
The first presidential debate is slated for 2 weeks from today, but there are now questions about if it will happen. In the last 24 hours, former President Donald Trump criticized ABC and its planned hosts.
I want to have a fair debate. And you know, they can ask me tough questions. I don't mind. I think I've heard them all from you. I hear them every day. But I think it's very unfair. The single worst network for unfairness, I think, worse than CNN, worse than NBC, which is really hard to believe. And CBS is probably the best of the group. Fox is the best, but of the other side.
Meantime, the Trump and Harris campaigns are negotiating over the rules of the debate, including whether the candidates' mics should be open during the entire debate. For comparison, in the previous CNN debate between Trump and Joe Biden, the microphones were muted. The debate is scheduled for September 10th. There will also be a vice presidential debate airing on CBS October 1st.
Right now, Democrats are suing to block two controversial new election rules in Georgia. The first rule requires county election officials to make a reasonable inquiry if election results are accurate before certifying them. The second rule permits members of county election boards to investigate ballot counts. Plaintiffs argue that the rules stand to make it easier to challenge election results.
The Biden administration's new program providing a pathway to citizenship for the spouses of U.S. citizens is on hold. A federal judge temporarily paused it after 16 states sued, claiming it would encourage illegal immigration. To be eligible for the program, immigrants have to live continuously in the U.S. for at least 10 years, not pose a security threat, or have a disqualifying criminal history. And they have to have been married to a citizen by June 17th, the day before President Biden announced the program.
We are following some new developments this morning from a viral video showing a woman sticking her fingers through the tiger cage at a New Jersey zoo. In the last 24 hours, police charged 24-year-old Zaire Dennis for the incident. They say she climbed over fencing and provoked the animals last weekend. You can see her slapping the chain link fence before going back out. Police say there's also video of her doing the same thing at the bear enclosure. She is due in court next month.
Search and rescue operations are ongoing after Russian attacks on Ukraine overnight. At least 5 people were killed and more than 10 were hurt. Russia launched a missile attack on a hotel in a central Ukrainian city. This comes just one day after Russia's largest air attack since its war against Hamas began. Officials say more than 200 drones and missiles rained down in the country, killing at least 5 people and damaging major energy infrastructure.
Well, there are growing concerns of an all-out war in the Middle East after high-level ceasefire and hostage talks over the Israel-Hamas war ended without an agreement. Israel and Hezbollah have launched a number of attacks over the last several days as tensions in the region increase. While ceasefire negotiations ended without an agreement, low-level talks are expected to continue. The White House remains hopeful that mediators can bridge gaps that are remaining.
Well, one thing to know about the weather for today, it's a nice, beautiful day ahead for most of Colorado. High temperatures exactly our average for today, 86 for us in Denver. Mostly sunny skies, and we don't have any storm chances until probably the Labor Day holiday weekend. Details on that full holiday weekend forecast coming up for you in just a few minutes. Erica?
We want to get you all straight back out to that breaking news scene that we are following from Sky 9. So I've been watching this scene since we just checked in a few minutes ago. There is a vehicle right here in the Platte. It's on its side. It was really hard to kind of make out the scene. It's still dark. There's reflection on the water. There were a lot of folks around it in the water out here, but it actually looked like moments ago there was a ladder up leaning against the car. You can kind of see fire officials that are making their way down to this area. So unclear, but it appears that this vehicle may have been involved in the crash and went off the roadway. Of course, this is not confirmed. We are working to confirm these details and have a call into police. But this incident is along southbound I-25 in Alameda, where we have a crash as well as a vehicle off of the roadway in the Platte over here. So 2 right lanes in the right shoulder are blocked. Fire crews and, of course, a lot of folks still out here along the interstate. If you do need to travel this way, we've got a couple lanes open and moving, but it is already causing some significant delays past 6, past 8 this morning. So if you're going to be headed this way, something to keep in mind. Certainly head out the door a little bit sooner.
All right, Erica, thank you. E-bike rebates are back in Denver, and if you want one, you've got to be ready. The last round of vouchers were claimed in just 3 minutes.
This is such a popular program. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon joins us live from the Denver City and County building. Courtney, there's been some impressive environmental impacts from this program.
Yeah, that's right. Good morning, Corey and Jordan. Denver's e-bike program has displaced more than 4 million vehicle miles, according to a 2022 study completed by the City and County of Denver. That's eliminated more than 1,400 tons of greenhouse gases, saving Denver residents about $1 million in fuel and maintenance costs. Now, if you want one of these rebates, you really have to act fast because they get claimed online very quickly. You can save time by creating an account on the city's website beforehand. The city and county have partnered with community organizations to help those who may face a barrier to using an online portal as well. Rebates will be released online at 11 o'clock this morning. Make sure you have your paperwork ready, including proof of residency and proof of eligibility if you're applying for an income-based tier. Transportation Energy Lead for the City and County of Denver, Mike Salisbury, says they've seen an impressive environmental impacts from this program. We spoke with him as the city launched the program earlier this year. The average e-bike voucher redeemer replaced 3.4 car trips and traveled more than 23 miles weekly, according to a survey. Income qualified residents replaced more than 40% more miles of car trips each week.
We have very aggressive reductions to meet our climate targets, to reduce the impacts of climate change. And so everything we can do today is going to have just a huge impact to, reducing those emissions and making sure we have a livable planet in the future.
If you're lucky enough to secure a rebate, you'll have 90 days to use it. So far, about 9,000 rebates have already been redeemed. If you don't get one today, there's still one more chance to get one on October 29th. Live in Denver, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
All right, Courtney, thank you.